Hey there, YouTube surfers. Today I thought I'd make a video about different cable connections. There's a lot of different styles out there. So let's just get started and talk about cables for maybe your printer, your phone, etc. So first I'll show, it looks really red, there we go. Very traditional USB cable. This is USB-A. It's square, very common. You might plug in, for example, a printer to your computer with one of these, or you might plug in an external hard drive. So everybody pretty much knows that's when people say if you have a USB cable, they usually mean USB-A. So that's that one. Next, I'm going to show you. Somebody asked, what's a USB-B? Well, that's this cable. That's this end of this cable. This is USB-A to USB-C. I'm sorry, USB-B to USB-A. USB-B to A. This is for plugging in like printers. Usually this end would go into maybe like a flatbed scanner. This would go into your computer. So that's USB-B. Again, it's not real common. It's probably something you plug in and never look at. Alright, that's B, and that's A. Alright. Now, we're going to move over. Well, before we do that, we're going to talk about, again, here's another USB-A. On this end, there's a smaller connector. This is called a micro USB. You can see how it's different on both ends. This one is not reversible. You have to plug it in a certain way. And yeah, used to be used on phones. Some older phones might still use a micro USB. And now it's been replaced with USB Type-C, which I'm about ready to talk about. So this is micro USB. You might have like some earbuds that use this. You might have headphones, all kinds of different things. Maybe security cameras that you recharge using this micro USB cable. And again, it's typically USB-A on the other end. All right. Moving right along. And let's go this one. So this is USB-A again, or aka USB, to USB Type-C. So Type-C is completely reversible. You can, by reversible I mean you can plug it in this way, plug it in this way, it doesn't matter. This is the standard that most companies are going towards with your Android phones. Probably the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years maybe. A lot of Android phones use this type. A lot of your PCs have this now. You can display. You can use it for displaying your. Let's say you plug it into a docking station or a larger monitor. You can display that. It also, it's quite a connection because it can send power. You can send power through this connection as well as a display. You can actually run an entire docking station by plugging in a hub that has this type of connection, and on the other end, a lot of other connectors to hook up your monitors, your power, your headphones, etc. So it'd be nice if we all went to this standard. It'd make things a lot easier. All right. Similar cable. This is just USB-C on both ends. So USB-C to USB-C. All right. Now I'm going to go a little older. And, before I do that, let me talk about, so in the world of Apple, you've got your Lightning connector, right? So your Lightning, everyone, Anybody has an Apple phone, even though this is a pink cable, they usually come with white, but this is also a reversible cable. This is a lightning connector, and on the other end, again, USB-C, also known as, I keep saying that, USB-A, also known as USB. So, USB connector, lightning. This was common with phones, or sold with Apple phones that were before the iPhone 11, or excuse me, the iPhone 12. iPhone 12 and up started coming with a different cable, and as many of you know, no charger in the box, which was a big controversy and still is today. But now, instead of this cable, iPhones ship with this cable, which is USB-C on one end and lightning on the other. So, of course, to use this cable, most people have the old charger that has USB-A. I finally got that right. On the block, this is what you would plug in. Well, now you need to buy a new charger, but the advantage is the newer chargers charge a lot faster, generally 18 or more watts, 18, 20 watts, sometimes even higher. So I recommend if you got an iPhone 12, 13, 14, going to this. It comes with one of these cables. Rather than using your old cable, I recommend just buying a charger or a wireless MagSafe charger and just going that route, because you're going to get a lot faster charging. And you know, if you're using an older cable, the cables do wear out, so those older cables will eventually fail anyway. So you might as well just get a new charger, get your complaining out of the way, and move forward. Alright. I'm going to show a couple older connectors that you might run across. Not to be confused with micro USB. So remember, the micro USB is over here someplace. I just lost it. Oh, well, anyway, this is a micro USB. It's not reversible. Okay. Now there's a mini USB that was out before micro USB. Micro kind of replaced mini USB. So you can see bigger connector. This newer, this was older. You probably still might run into a few of these. This was actually taken from a BlackBerry, I believe. One of the BlackBerries I had used this connector, and they actually had an adapter, that's what that is, to make it micro. So yeah, you might run into a mini USB. Again, similar name, but mini USB. Yep. Micro USB, there we go. And on the other end, USB or USB-A. Alright, and I got one last one to show those of you who have had older iPhones. This is not a genuine iPhone cable, but this is like I'll probably get the number of pins wrong. This is like a 30-pin connector. This is the really old school one. I think they switched with the iPhone 5. But it's got USB on one end. This is what you used to charge your iPhone with, or iPod. So yeah, this is pretty much obsolete now, unless you're still running a really old phone. So besides my mixing up some of the connectors and correcting myself, hopefully this is helpful. And the whole idea is hopefully when you watch this video and someone says, hey, you got a USB Type-C cable, you'll know, oh yeah, I remember Big S Fun said this was a USB-C. It does get really confusing. So yeah, that was a point, just to kind of learn the language and figure out so everyone knows what is what. Alright, I got one more cable to show you, and that's a HDMI cable. This is typically used to connect, if you still have a DVD player, to connect that to your TV. It carries both audio and sound, or audio and video, so that's the advantage. One cable. Any of you older folks like myself know that back in the day you had to have multiple cables. You had to have, you could either have component video that would send only the video, then you had to have the audio video jack, so you had to have like 5 cables to get sound and video. Those days are gone. They've been gone for a while, but anyway, just wanted to point out HDMI cable, pretty much the only cable you need to connect laptop to a TV, for example, DVD players, gaming systems, etc. So that's it. I hope this video was enjoyable. Give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.